Well, good morning.
Morning.
It's now day 78. Very hot, very sunny. Woke up just outside Kinbrace this morning to a thick misty fog, but it soon cleared off. We're hoping it lasted a little bit longer to keep it cool, but as you can see, we've got full sunshine now and it's boiling. So today is going to be a very tricky day, one which I've not been looking forward to for a long time. It's the last of the big belachs we cross over the Knockfin Fells, and although it's not as high as some of those that we've passed, as you can see from here, there is no track at all, and as you get up to the top, it's nothing but a peaty, swampy, boggy morass of lakes, lochans, streams, and just general water really. So it's going to be a bit of a route finding problem, but I suppose across the fog and the mist's lifted, at least we have some points to aim for, like a summit or a pass or something like that. The intention is to get over here and into a river basin called the Glut, and follow that down to a wild camp spot at Dalry. That's going to be about 17 miles we think, and it's going to be 17 tough miles if they're all like this. This is hard going already, we haven't even started to go up, but we'll see when we turn right here in about 400 yards. We then start to go up. Yay. Only 3 days to go though after today. We're coming up to an area called Knockfin Ruins, which is an old farmstead from years ago. Not a lot left. It's past a herd of deer that are scattered off into the distance there up onto the high top. I think we're in the right direction now, if this is the ruins. There's not a lot left. Well, found this deer track which is leading towards the summit in the general direction we want. Which is so much easier than just walking up the side of the mountain by itself without any track. So we'll follow this for as far as it goes in our direction, and then we might have to veer off. I'm probably about a third of the way up now. This is the peaty Groft, swampy area. It's a bloody nightmare dry. In the wet, I just can't see this being possible. In the mist, you're more likely to get lost than anything else. Probably about half an hour from the summit. I hope no further. Well, we're finally coming down off the Knockfin Fells after about 4 hours of trudging through boggy, swampy, peaty morass. Absolutely ridiculously hard. Energy sapping. No path. Why anybody would direct a long distance footpath over there, I don't know. Now we did it. It's sunny, it's warm, it's dry. There's been no rain for probably 2 or 3 weeks, probably longer. And 50% of the bogs and the peat rocks are dry. But I honestly think if it had been raining and wet and misty, that would have been a seriously dangerous place to be. It was horrendous. So if you're doing the end-to-end walk, or anywhere in Scotland, avoid Knockfin Fells and Knockfin Heights. Horrendous. Anyway, we found the path down to the Glut. Not sure how far we've got to go. Probably about 6 miles, I guess. Quite a long way yet, but at least we're on a reasonable track and we know where we're going. We're getting down to our proposed wild camping spot and see if we can get a couple of tents up there. We'll see how this goes. We've reached the end of day 78 and we're at a little spot called Dalry. Nothing here apart from 2 tents now, which we've put up on a nice flat spot, literally miles and miles from anywhere. Been a really tough day today, probably about 18 miles, but what made it tough was the Knockfin Fells. That was ridiculously hard. We just bumped into the gamekeeper who runs this estate, and he calls it the Plateau of Hell. No one goes up there. It's dangerous in the winter, dangerous when it's wet, and very few people cross it. And we crossed it, and it is exhausting. But that's another day done. Into the flow country, a lot flatter now. The last 3 days are going to be fairly flat apart from a few coastal cliff tops to go up and down just before John O'Groats. Apart from that, it's hopefully flatter and easier. The hard days are gone. That's what we're hoping anyway. That's the end of day 78. Good morning on day 79. Morning again. And we've just had our last wild camp at Dalry. Quite a nice site, fairly flat. But then everything's flat around here because this is a flow country, so you just see for miles and miles and miles. It makes the walking quite easy, but very boring. As you can see, your path probably 2 or 3 miles ahead of you sometimes, and it's flat as well, so there's no elevation, no mountains to see. They're all behind us now, but we've got a long day today, probably around 20 miles, but no ascent at all really, so it should be fairly easy. The last 7 miles will be on the road, so that'll be a bit painful. Finishing on a road's always tiresome on your feet. But the end for today is a little village called Watton, where we're staying at the Brown Trout. So we've got a B&B for tonight, so we can have a nice long shower, decent food, and a nice warm bed, ready for the penultimate day tomorrow. That's crazy, isn't it? Penultimate day. Yeah, and we end up on the coast tomorrow night, ready for our last day. So we'll see how today goes, but I don't think there'll be much to film or photograph today, because it's going to be fairly flat and boring, and it's not really anything you can see other than trees, and looks like there's loads of wind farms up ahead. But that's going to be it for the day, I think. See you later. We're coming towards the end of day 79 already. See, already it's been a very long day. Very long, very flat, very tiring, very boring. About says today really. Started at Dalry, where we overnight camped. Quite a nice site, but we had about a 8 or 9, maybe 10 mile walk up the access track to the estate, which was just gravel. Nothing of interest, very flat. And then we've since had about a 10 mile walk along this stretch of road. Very long, very flat, a lot of straight sections. There's nothing really to see really, it's just been a really boring day, but we've got another 20-21 miles under our belt. 2 days to go, less than 30 miles. Get in, that's what we like to hear. Penultimate day tomorrow should see us over to Keith. We'll get a good rest tonight, we hope, and see you in the morning.